Hello, it's iOS Gamer here, and today we're bringing you Grid Autosport, title brought to us by Codemasters originally, but ported to iOS by Feral Interactive, who seems to be up in the game with the iOS actually. They are a very exciting company in terms of bringing releases to Mac, so here's hoping for the future that we'll get some really good quality titles from Feral. I'm really on board. Purchase this game straight away to support them. I do want them to bring more and more titles for us to play, especially console style titles like this one. So we'll get straight in. We'll load my previously played game. Just wait for it to load. Just so you're aware, I'm playing it on a 256GB iPhone 10. And we'll get straight in. So you've got an idea of what's what. So in the menu you can pick different disciplines, different game modes and things like that.
Races, time attack, and
obviously this is a CGI scene, we'll skip through that. And we'll just get straight into the gameplay because you know, you can watch CGI videos all day, but what you want to see is how good the actual game is. So we'll start with the loading screen, which to be honest was quicker than I expected it to be. It runs quite smooth on the iPhone 10. It does load quickly. I've not used it on older devices, so I'm not familiar with how quickly or slowly it would load on them. But on the iPhone 10, at least, smooth as butter. One thing that is worth mentioning as well is the fact that it's MFI compatible. So if you're not aware of what that means, it means it's made for iPhone, compatible with controllers. So if you can get yourself one, it does increase the gameplay on this a lot. I can't emphasise that enough to you. I am actually playing this using a games controller now, which is probably why you can't see any of the game control on the actual screen. So here we go. As you can see, it looks like you're playing on an Xbox. I'll be honest, when I first saw these graphics, I couldn't believe what Feral have done. The fact that they've brought this title onto a mobile phone. So as you can see, I'm racing around the track. It's absolutely, I can't explain to you how gorgeous it looks. I mean, you've got the crowds on the left and right. You've got, you know, birds flying across the sky there. You've got the reflections on the car. You've got running across the grass. You've got blades of grass that are sort of pulling up. Feral have recently updated the title with some extra effects. So if you are actually playing on a iPhone XS or an XS Max, if you're lucky enough to own one of them, you do get further effects than what you do playing on just a regular iPhone 10. So as you can see, I've got someone ahead of me now, so you'll get to see what it's like racing against the AI. I've got to say that Codemasters have increased the AIs over the years. In terms of when I originally played my first Codemasters game, it would have been Toca Touring Cars on the original PlayStation. And one thing that it was notable with that game is whenever you tried to overtake a car, the cars seemed to be glued to the road. You rammed into one, they just didn't move, yet you'd spin round and you'd be right at the beginning of the game again. You'd have to restart the race. Whereas the AI on this, you know, it's phenomenal and it's fair. So if you ram into a vehicle, for example, you'll find that they will also go off the track. It's not easy. I have got a lot of assists on with this, so it is a system we were breaking, but all these things are removable. And as you can also see, there's a green line there that's also guiding me onto where I should be on the track, so it makes it a bit easier to play, but all these things are removable. One thing that is a little bit of a disappointment with this game, and I'm hoping that it'll be rectified in future updates, is there's no multiplayer capability, and that's local multiplayer and online multiplayer, unfortunately. It just feels like they're missing a real trick there. I feel that they'd probably get a lot more sales if they just offered that extra multiplayer functionality, and it'd just give it that little bit more replayability as well, because it is a fantastic game. I mean, you know, people love games like Gran Turismo and Forza, and this for me is our equivalent on iOS. This is probably the best racing title that I'm aware of, and if you've got better titles for me, please make me aware in the comments below, because I'm always looking out for new stuff. But as far as I'm aware, this is the top title, single player wise anyway. Hopefully Feral will add the multiplayer functionality in the future, as the console counterparts do offer those sort of features. So it would be nice to have them features added in the future. So we're getting to lap 3 of 4. As you can see, I'm increasing my skills as I'm going round. It has been a little while since I've played this title, so it's just a question of getting used to it again. And you can see that the car's damaged in some places. You do get a really good idea of damage once you've finished the race. You get to see the car from the front, and generally speaking, especially when I've been driving as well, the car is dented and scratched in specific places. But just the damage effects alone are incredible. Again, kudos to Feral for being able to get that into iOS devices. On the AMOLED screen on the iPhone 10, it's full aspect ratio, so there's no issues with that. You've got no borders or anything like that, so you get full screen estate. That's one thing that does bother me with other titles that have not been updated or improved over time, is the fact that you do get those borders, and some developers just haven't got around to removing them yet. But that isn't the case with this title. It's full screen, absolutely beautiful. If you can get a controller with the little dock so your phone can sit in the controller as well, it just adds that console experience on the go, really. I've noticed that it doesn't really bother my battery so much. When I first got the game, would have been a little over a year ago now, I think, the phone did used to get quite hot, but with optimised updates and things like that, it barely bothers the processor now, the A11 Bionic. But it manages it comfortably. It just needed obviously software updates and optimisations to make it run at the best of its ability. So we're on the last lap. We can't be far now from finishing the race, so we'll keep going forward. You've got a good idea now of what it's like in terms of graphical capability, and I'm sure you'll agree with me that it's absolutely gorgeous. So we'll keep going. As you can see on the tops of the cars as well, just the reflections off all the different buildings and lighting, and just incredible. And this video doesn't really give it justice. I mean, I would pay the money 2 times over to be able to play this on my phone, and when I purchased it, it was a reasonable $9.99, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. It's none of this in-app purchases. It's all there. Any downloadable content as well has tended to be free. I've not paid any additional premiums on top to have downloadable content. It's just downloaded when I've started the game, and then it's been there available to use. So for me, it is a question of just getting that multiplayer in there, and I think you've got an all-round quality racing game. So here we go. Getting some speed here. No shadow effects. So here we go. Look, finished first. Incredibly. Look at those scratches. Just goes to show what you can get in a title these days. People throw down mobile gaming, but it's on the up, and it's increasing all the time. So let's move on. Little loading screen here. We're on the next event. So it's still loading. And there we go.
Welcome to the Autosport Raceway for today's event. So, Peter, what do you make of this circuit? Well, Duncan, it's one of those tracks
In fact, let's leave this and we'll try a different game mode, so you've got an idea of something else that isn't just drifting. So you can see that there's different modes and different bits and bobs that you can see. So, as you can see there, you've got your start your career, extra championships, custom cups, time trial, quick race, options and extras. So we'll do a quick race. Just a classic, I think. And we'll have a look through the disciplines. So we've got all these different ones. Street's always a nice one. We'll have a look at performance cars. Go for Chicago, I think. Yeah. We've got BMW, Mercedes, Audi. Mercedes is nice though. Always going to be a car that I'd never be able to afford. But you know, I can drive it around these virtual tracks. And then we've got a beautiful BMW M3 Coupe. It's a shame you can't change the colours, but you know, you still get to drive the car. So, as you can see, looks just perfectly identical to the cars, as you would expect. Let's go for Mercedes. Right, so we're loading up. At least you're getting a good idea of what the loading screens are like. Don't forget that I am screen recording this as well, so it does slow it down just that little bit. It is usually a little bit quicker than this in real time, so that is worth noting. So we've got Chicago, the loop, and we're doing a bit of street racing. We're in the Mercedes, and we should be racing against various other cars this time, so you'll get an idea of what's going on. So, here we go. Look at that, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous graphics. Look at all them balloons going up on the right there, just little subtle things like that that you miss. The mist in the distance. It's just all stuff that you just miss. But I'm always in awe. Here we go. Let's see if we can actually win this race. It isn't as easy as you think, you know, with the tight corners and stuff. Control-wise, I mean, as I say, I'm playing it with the iOS controller, compatible controller, and it does make it a lot easier to play. I would recommend purchasing one. I will do a video with various types that you can buy. I'm using the Mad Catz CTRL controller. I managed to get it off eBay for an absolute steal. I think it cost me £9, something like that. So brilliant, I bought two. So keep going. See if we can get this race won. One thing that I don't know, I've never been to Chicago, is whether these are real streets and whether this is a real track within Chicago or whether it's just a made up one. It would be interesting to know. If you do know, let me know in the comments below. If you're still with us, 13 minutes in. Here we go. We're going for it, we're going for it. And we get past him. As you can see as well, you get the real feel for speed. Once you start going, it feels like you're really going quite fast. And just going in and out of tunnels and things like that, how the sun glares into your screen, it's just incredible. And I've said it 2 or 3 times over, Ferrell have done an incredible job with this game. And here's hoping that they start releasing some more. So if I was going to rate this game out of 10, I would certainly give it a good solid 9. It's not quite perfect. The reason behind that for me is the fact that it just doesn't have that multiplayer functionality. I think you stick multiplayer functionality in this, I think for me it would make it a perfect racing game for anybody. I think that you've got enough classes and different types of race that you can race, which is suitable for anybody and everybody. You've got the locations, you've got the cars, you've got everything. The sounds and the engine noises and everything like that is absolutely on point. So for me, this is definitely a 9 out of 10 game. And if Ferrell get that update, then for me it'll just make it a perfect 10. So this is your iOS gamer. I'm going to leave you with the last couple of minutes. Please enjoy. Leave any comments below and let me know how you feel about this particular game. Thank you.